Yo, what's up, gamers? This is the first episode of my Lost Woods Draft League series. Uh, this is a new draft league that my boy Leaf just started up. Um, Leaf is a local TO, um, and yeah, so I'm gonna try and do one video a week for this, where I just go over my match. I'm not gonna do live commentary because I don't really feel like it. We're just gonna do sort of like a VOD review kind of thing, and sort of talk about the matchup and my thoughts and all that. And we're kind of just gonna go with it. I don't really have any script or any ideas of what to say here. I'm going one take, even though this is my fourth attempt. uh, okay. So, anyways, this is the draft. We can start here. This is the first episode, so we can go over this. So the draft. Oh, spoilers there. The draft is a point-based system where we have 115 points to work with, and we get to choose from these in whatever configuration we want, as long as we don't go above 115 points, and no less than 9 Pokemon and no more than 11 Pokemon are drafted. So this is the team I drafted, which I'm pretty content with, I would say. My first pick was Ursaluna Blood Moon. I was 5th in the draft order. I was pretty surprised that I was able to get this, because I think in this format, it's one of the best easily. This is a Reg A++ format, so only Pokemon that were available in Reg A, and also that would be available in the DLC that are not legendaries, paradoxes, or transfer Pokemon. Which Ursaluna Blood Moon is technically none of those things, but it feels like it. It feels like a legendary. So after that, my second pick was Bruxus. I had thought about Farigiraf to go for the Ursaluna Farigiraf combo, but Farigiraf was drafted, and also Bruxus kind of does the same thing for only 6 points, whereas Farigiraf is like, it's a lot of points. Yeah, it's 14 points. And Bruxus is not bad at all. I mainly got it for Dazzling and Trick Room setup, but it could do some other things. Then my next pick was Fungus. Pretty self-explanatory. At 4 points, it's kind of a steal. So you kind of had this Trick Room mode getting set up here, so I wanted to go with Conkeldurr, a really solid Trick Room sweeper. And then at this point, I started thinking about what I wanted next in the draft, and as I was putting the rest together here and seeing the point totals that I would have left, I kind of just realized I have 30 points left over with I want to have 9 picks. So I'm why should I bother with the Tauros Blaze form or whatever? I can just get Incineroar, because nobody else is picking it, because it's 20 points, and it kind of is what I was looking for. I was looking for an Intimidator, I was looking for a Fake Out Pokemon, and also a Fire type at this point in the draft, so it fit perfectly. Magazone is just a solid special attacker. Wait, what is it, special attack? Yeah, 130, that's really solid. Steel, electric type. I like the electric type. It's good type coverage. And it's pretty slow too. Yeah, it's a middling speed of 60. Kind of slower on the slower side. So you can run in Trick Room. We can do sort of a Disquake kind of thing with this with Earth Power, Hyper Voice, whatever, and then you can run Discharge here. It has some potential for sure. The Noivern, I actually wanted Salamence at first, early in the draft, when I was looking at Intimidators, but that got picked, But I still wanted a dragon type, and Noivern seemed like a really good idea. Um, yeah, I mean, it's still a dragon flying type. It's a tailwind setter for like a fast mode, and it gets frisk, which is really good in a closed team sheet format. Um, and then at this point, I knew I needed a fairy type. I ended up picking up Rabombi. There was some other fairy types I was looking at, like Mimikyu and Gardevoir, but those ended up getting picked before, and I was down to like Rabombi or like Granbull or Wigglytuff, and Rabombi just seemed. I mean, it seems like the best out of those, but also it's good. I just got a lot of stuff that I like, but it is our second talent setter now. Um, and I guess we followed up with a third talent setter. uh, Oricorio, I had to pick up for 6 points because you it, I didn't make the rules, but you get to use all four forms of Oricorio for this, so kind of seemed like a steal to get four Pokemon for only 6 points. And obviously, it synergizes with Rabombi with the Quiver Dance. You can do some sort of dancer shenanigans there. And then at this point in the draft, I knew that I wanted Gengar, but uh, I didn't know what else I wanted. But nobody had enough points to draft Gengar, so I could safely pick whatever I wanted here first, and then guarantee you get Gengar last. And honestly, I was looking at 10-point Mons, and I was looking between Quaquaval and like Haxorus, and I was even looking in like the 9-point thing, like a Rabska maybe. Um, but yeah, I ended up going with Quaquaval. Honestly, more just because I wanted like sort of a fast attacker. I thought the water type thing. I thought it fit just as like a part of the fast mode. I wasn't even thinking about the Oricorio synergy at first, but yeah, that's also really good. And then yeah, Gengar gives you an alternate Trick Room setter. It's a ghost type, and it has like it kind of is. In the previous draft league I was in, I drafted Gardevoir, and it just has a lot of like good utility moves that I like. And Gengar also has like a bunch of utility moves in a similar way, but it's a ghost type instead. But it's similarly offensive, but also supportive, which is kind of what I was looking for. So yeah, that's the team. Just a brief overview of my thought process while drafting the team. Then we can go to our matchup this week. This week I played against Gerd, or the Ruthless Raichus. Right here. And this I honestly had a really, really hard time prepping for. I was looking at the Como O, and I just thought there's so many different sets it can run. It could be like Iron Defense Body Press. It could be like a special set with like AV. It could be specs. It could be like set up with Throat Spray, Clanger's Soul, or whatever. It does a lot of different things, and it kind of seemed scary to me. And also the Sinistcha, like I really wanted to do like a Trick Room on this team. And this has the ability to imprison Trick Room, which would have been unfortunate if they stopped me with that. So like these two alone can already do so much, and then there's like the whole rest of the team. Like I was thinking about this. I'm thinking in my head, like, what if I do all this prep for Como O Sinistcha, and they just bring like Ninetales Glaceon, for example, and like I don't have anything for that. Honestly, I don't really know why, but I didn't expect them to bring Kilowattrel. I just kind of thought it wasn't a great matchup for it. But I won't spoil anything. So I didn't really prep with Kilowattrel in mind. Oh yeah, even like the Dragalge is like kind of tough. Like, cause if you look at the speed tiers here, It's actually like slower than both of my Trick Room sweepers, so they could, if I got Trick Room up, they could just go in with this thing and underspeed me, and um, it's a decent special attack, right? Oh. Okay, it's not that strong, but it's still like it's a threat, you know? So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts going into the matchup. We'll see in a moment the team I ended up going with. Actually, maybe I should have had that in a PokePaste page, but that's all right. Oh shit! I thought I could. I can't pause recording. All right. That was just like 20 seconds of silence. I thought I paused it. I brought up the. So I actually brought up the PokePaste here. This is the team I ended up bringing. My game plan was either lead Ursaluna Noivern or Gengar Noivern in game 1. Noivern gets me information with Frisk, and then I can sort of surprise them by going like Terror Ghost and Boom Burst, get a bunch of damage off, or it could be like Trick Room, Terror Normal, Boom Burst. And I would just kind of make that decision on the spot between those two. And yeah, that was sort of my only game plan. After that, I would go for a more safe option like a Incineroar Gengar to fake out Trick Room, or Fungus Gengar to redirect, or whatever I thought was necessary. But yeah, I thought Conkeldurr was really great into this matchup with like Rock Slide. If I got it under Trick Room and I could just spam Rock Slide, like so much of their team is weak to Rock here. That was sort of the plan. We get Trick Room up, we could do some damage with Ursaluna, Noivern, maybe a Gengar Shadow Ball, and then we get the Conkeldurr in the back. Once we switch it in, get the Guts boost, we just start spamming Rock Slides. That was sort of my game plan. Anyways, let's go check out the VOD now. Alright, so obviously I know what happens, but I'll try not to come from perspective of knowing the outcome. What was going through my head at this point is one, no Sinistcha, which is good. 2, why is Kilowattrel here? And 3, oh my god, it's Ninetales Glaceon. Just like I thought it might be. So yeah, I'm just kind of choosing between Gengar or Ursaluna here. Ursaluna is Assault Vest, so actually this team is very special in terms of its damage. So it can tank a lot, theoretically. But yeah, looking at their team, they clearly don't want to go for Trick Room. They clearly don't have a like an imprisoned Trick Room kind of thing, or even like a. I mean, they can't fake out me. I think they don't even have any Pokemon that can potentially learn Taunt either. I remember looking at the sheet. I'm like, can they taunt me? Maybe get a little ahead of myself there. Yeah, here's the start of game 1, and it's Kilowattrel Ninetales. And you know, I write down the information. A little wary, but I EV'd my Noivern to always outspeed Ninetales. So I should be good. And we know their items too. It's Ninetales is it wasn't like, what was it? I'm forgetting already. Oh, it was Covert Cloak, and Kilowattrel is Focus Sash. So I go for my game plan here. And yeah, I do end up leading Ursaluna, of course. And yeah, disaster strikes here. They go for Tailwind, and I realize, oh shit, now they outspeed me. And they just Blizzard. Kind of wasn't expecting that. I was expecting just, you know, go for the Aurora Veil, kind of play it slow at first. And at this point, I'm like, oh, this, you know, this is pretty bad. I gotta get the Trick Room up fast. But yeah, losing the Noivern and doing absolutely nothing with it really sucks. But Ursaluna did big damage to both, and you know, now I gotta think like what's the way to guarantee that I get Trick Room up? Is there really a way? I don't think there's a way to guarantee it here, really. I mean, there's definitely not. There's always a way around it. Yeah, we end up locking in the Blood Moon and the Trick Room. And we get the Cursed Body proc, which is nice. And then we get the Cursed Body proc again, which is nice. But it's very bad that I didn't get Trick Room up. At this point I'm thinking, you know, Trick Room, I don't have Trick Room. That's really bad, but I got a lot of information for Game 2, and also the Ursaluna is proving to be very bulky with the Assault Vest. So maybe I could just kind of tank it out and get a bunch of Hyper Voices and stuff and just clear. And that's kind of my best bet at this point. So the question here is, the obvious move is to detect on Conkeldurr. Do I try and take advantage of that, assuming that they're going to double into the Ursaluna? The answer is no. I just go for the safe play, which admittedly not the best time to go for a safe play when I'm this far behind. This is sort of one of those situations where it's like, yes, it's not like, you know, the best option, but you kind of have to take risks if you're this far behind. Yeah, we see the Glaceon Terrastalize here. Terra Ground is interesting. Kind of for... Oh, wait, it was because of... yeah, you'll see. Wait. Wasn't it because it was Discharge? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, I just go down to the double here. And... yeah. If I had just, you know, gone for a Rock Slide there, maybe... it wouldn't have mattered. We would have taken out the Kilowattrel if it hit. The Glaceon would have survived the hit because it resists Rock Slide. But it would have been, you know, progress at least. I didn't bring Mach Punch because I thought Ice Punch was like really solid coverage. Not that I think Mach Punch would have made a ton of difference here. And I had Brick Break for Aurora Veil instead of Drain Punch. Which is the same base power, but you just don't get the healing. The healing, I think, is super important, but... I don't know, the plan was to go, like, super offensive today, so... needed to get that damage through the screens. So yeah, we lose game 1. And at this point, I'm not super worried about it. You know, I could have played better for sure. And I have a lot of knowledge going into game 2. So at this point, the thought that's going through my mind is I lead Gengar and either Fungus or Incineroar. And I either, you know, Fake Out plus Trick Room or Rage Powder plus Trick Room. I might be taking my time here to think. Yo, I'm doing something. Okay. Here. Yeah. So I'm just thinking about what to do here. Probably could skip ahead, but whatever. So yeah, I end up lugging in Incineroar here. You know, I'm thinking, I know the items. I just know I can't fake out the Ninetales. But I can fake out the Kilowattrel if they go for the same leads. So you know, we have a Focus Sash, so we should be fine. So he goes for the same leads. And yep. So completely forgot about that for some reason. Even though in the other draft league I'm currently playing in, I drafted Kilowattrel because it gets competitive. So yeah, I just totally forgot about that. Completely slipped my mind. And, you know, here I am just thinking, like, what could go wrong? Trying to, I had, you know, that's my game plan, to go for the Fake Out. Should I go for anything else? Or just, you know, send it? And here I'm like, oh, fuck. It's Terra Ghost. And that was, honestly, super predictable, but I'm just like, I'm not using my brain enough today, clearly. So yeah, it's Terra Ghost, and of course they double the Gengar. At this point, we got the Cursed Body again, which is great, but at this point I know, like, okay, I fucked up. And it should have been Fungus. It should have been Fungus. That's all I'm saying. You know, I gotta trust in the little mushroom guy. And this is just... It's a classic case of, you know, they just had good prep. And I sort of, in a sense, went for the predictable strategy in this matchup. When you have, like, Pokemon like Ursaluna Blood Moon and Incineroar on your team, most likely when, you know, they're looking at the matchup, they're gonna say, okay, we need an answer to these Pokemon, like your really strong Pokemon. So naturally, that's what they're prepped for. But anyways, what's our way back in this? Incineroar can do good damage with Flare Blitz and Knockoff. We haven't seen any damage from it, but I'll give a spoiler. It is max attack. It's max attack adamant. So I'm just gonna start doing some damage. Ursaluna is still pretty bulky. I'm gonna Terra Ghost just so I don't, you know, die to Blizzard. And I'm just gonna start doing some damage. Yeah, I got like 2 very tanky mons on the field. What could go wrong? That did more than expected. And oh, Encore. Yeah. So now, I mean, it goes without saying, Encore is really bad for me. But what do I do now? Because Ursaluna is threatened. A KO on Ursaluna is threatened right now because, you know, they can just Blizzard and Thunderbolt again, or it was Air Slash. Because Thunderbolt is disabled. So Incineroar is also useless right now. Do I switch out Incineroar? Do I just kind of leave it there and just get a free switch in on Conkeldurr later? And if I switch it out, I need to consider I also need to switch it back in, which gives Kilowattrel another competitive boost. So I end up switching it out. And predictably, I die to Air Slash and Freeze Dry, which is a little confusing because it could have gone for Blizzard still. It wasn't disabled, right? Not this time? I don't know. Either way, doesn't really matter. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, maybe they just wanted to keep Incineroar on the field being useless. But I mean, it's not like the Blizzard would have done anything. It's Fire type. So yeah, Ursaluna goes down. That's a big portion of my damage that's gone. But Conkeldurr, the boy, he's here. He's just gonna hit Rock Slide, and it's gonna be fine because, you know, they're gonna have like the 5% chance to miss Air Slash. It's all good. You know, we just Flare Blitz and Rock Slide. We can go for Fake Out, but we kind of can't because we can't go for Fake Out because it's Terra Ghost and a Covert Cloak. I'm thinking, you know, between Flare Blitz and Knockoff, what do I go for here? Knockoff definitely takes away the Kilowattrel, which we kind of want to prioritize. And also, if they decide to switch out, we get to take an item. I end up going for Detect. Now, why did I do this? I did this because I could take out the Kilowattrel and, you know, just protects the Air Slash coming into that. I forgot why I did that. I just remember now. But yeah, they could protect the Kilowattrel, so that game plan is shut down. If I had just hit Rock Slide, it would have been much better. We would have got some damage onto the Magmar. But yeah, overall, I'm going for sort of predictable moves that I am getting punished for, because I'm just kind of going for the obvious play, the safe play, I guess. And especially here, I really should have maybe taken a little bit of a risk there. But I guess, I don't know. I didn't expect the Magmar to switch in there. And they actually go for Thunderbolt because it KOs anyways, and it can't miss, which is a good play on their part, because I mean, they're +4. Obviously KOs anyways. We get the knockoff. Magmar takes some damage, I guess. If it got hit by Rock Slide before, that might have KO'd. And then we might have been able to... I think we died to the next Thunderbolt, though. I forget. But yeah, at this point, really behind. It's kind of just over. And Thunderbolt comes out. And yeah, at +4, that's just enough to KO anyways, so... Especially with my defensive investment, I'm like max attack. So, not super specially bulky. But yeah, that's the match. What are my thoughts after the fact? One, my prep, not the worst, but it could have been a lot better for sure. Let me switch back to the Chrome window. You can look at the matchup. So my prep was not very good. That could have been better for sure. I originally was going to bring Bruxish, which, looking at it as my Trick Room setter, it would have just gotten annihilated by this thing anyways. But I don't know. The noise, I think it was just like I really did not respect the Kilowattrel in prep. It's faster than everything on my team. So it's a pretty much guaranteed Tailwind setup, especially when it's Tower Ghost and Focus Sash. I mean, that's as guaranteed as it gets, right? But yeah, in addition to my prep not being the greatest, I didn't play that very well. I definitely made a good amount of misplays, not really respecting their options, and yeah. But anyways, it was a good first match. Really looking forward to the rest of the matches. I'm going to try and upload weekly on Sundays, just this sort of VOD review style video, and yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and tell me your thoughts. What could be better, what we could have more of, what is not very interesting. Yeah, thanks for watching, gamers. Goodbye.